I want you to answer this question. What is stopping you? I used to struggle with procrastination, and it got to a point where I was pushing back simple chores like dishes for several days. It was pretty bad. I was just so tired of it, man. I knew this lifestyle was not sustainable. I searched for solutions on Google, a little bit on YouTube, and some Reddit. But then I remembered, there's a literal state-funded library next to my house. And I'm not letting my income taxes go to waste. I mean, I was on minimum wage, but still. So I went ham. I checked out these 11 books and read them one by one. And I kid you not, that took me forever. But in doing so, I discovered just how many myths surround procrastination and two most effective strategies that have changed my life for the better, and I know I can change yours too. So here's the deal, man. The number one reason you procrastinate isn't because you're lazy. It's because the task you're avoiding makes you feel like garbage. Acknowledging this is the first step to beating procrastination. And to blame every instance of procrastination on bad time management and indecisiveness is also a fallacy itself. If someone like John refuses to go to the dentist, it might be because the environment triggers his anxiety or he's dreading seeing a specific rough handling dentist, not because he was managing his time poorly or being indecisive. See, John represents all of us, and that specific aspects of our work target our negative emotions. Even if the task itself isn't that bad, our brains blow it way out of proportion. So what do? We run to distractions. Instagram, Netflix, eating snacks we're not even hungry for, you name it. Any distraction to avoid that thing. I mean, looking at this list I found online, most of the stuff we procrastinate on isn't actually hard. Except for number 10 for me, but that's beside the point. It really only feels hard because we slap an emotional label onto it. And in reading these books, I found the first simple strategy that will make most of your worries run away. And that's emotionally detaching yourself from your work. Now, in my opinion, this is probably something easier done than said. Yeah, you heard me right. Just ask yourself this simple question. What would this look like if it were easy? Give yourself time to really digest it, and in the process, you'll realize that you've completely reframed your work to something manageable or even easy, making you more willing to do the work. I learned this in Tim Ferriss's book, Tribe of Mentors, and like your brother in Super Smash Bros., I've been spamming this tactic non-stop, and it's made me much less of a procrastinator. And it seems all good, but what if the work you're avoiding is genuinely hard? That's where the second strategy comes in, using a timer. And no, I'm not going to say the 10-minute, 5-minute, or 60-second rules because they're one-size-fits-all solutions that didn't help me that much personally. I found while reading the best way to make your work more quote-unquote fun is by setting a timer of any amount of time you want and doing as much as you can in that time frame. When you're working against the clock, something magical happens. You stop overthinking. It's like turning your work into a game. You add this little competitive edge that makes the whole thing a lot more fun, and dare I say, almost addictive. Let me give you an example. As a kid, I hated cleaning my room. Like, my room would look like your stereotypical Discord mod's room. Luckily, I'd get a little bit more disciplined than a Discord mod every week or so and decide to clean up my room. And during this cleanup session, I would set a 5-minute timer and try to make my room look pristine. Like, I'm pretty sure people speedrun this stuff, and I'd be at the top of the list. Now, there's a second part to the strategy that often gets overlooked, and it's the same principle behind New Super Mario Bros. Wii and grocery shopping. See if you can guess what it is. Because when I finally understood it, it was the last piece of the puzzle to beat procrastination. Did you guess it? It's being methodical. Treat your work like levels to a game where you must complete level 1 to advance to level 2 and so on. Treat it like as soon as you find milk in the dairy section, you head to your next grocery item without a second thought. If it doesn't interfere with quality of your work, never give it a second thought. When you put these two concepts together, your work will flow much smoother, and that will show in your results. Now, the most common obstacle to beating procrastination is this lame old excuse. Well, I work better under pressure near the deadline. And because I'm an honest yapper, and this is a yapping and honest channel, and I'm honestly tired of hearing the same old dishonest excuse, let me tell you this. You don't work better under pressure. That's like saying you drive better when your car is on its last mile of gas. Kilometer for non-bald eagle people. Sure, you'll get somewhere, but you probably won't get anywhere far and might end up stranded in the middle of the highway. The thing you need to know is, you just vomit half-assed work when you're in a time crunch. Just do your work early and use the two strategies I mentioned earlier. Now for some brutally honest reality check. If you're an adult, nobody cares whether you're doing your work or not. No one has your back. Not your friends, your coworker, your boss, and you'd be lucky if your parents do. Sit up and stop waiting for the right moment. Quit saying tomorrow this and tomorrow that. Tomorrow is an illusion. It will and always will never happen. If you're a kid, first of all, good job. You're on the right track. Learn how to manage your work before you have to start worrying about income taxes. Now I can still ramble on about every little detail about these books, but that would make this video 43 hours long. Just remember that inaction leads you nowhere, so I encourage you to get off YouTube and do whatever the hell you're supposed to do right now.